The King of Queens. This is a show that came out in the early 2000s. I remember watching episodes here and there as a kid a little bit. But as an adult, I decided to fully watch it. And I started this show back in like, I want to say like March or April of last year. And I just finally have finished watching the show. And the biggest reason for why it has taken so long for me to watch the show is it is very uh, just there. This isn't the greatest show of all time. It is a sweet show at times. There's some sweet relationships between Doug and Carrie, um, Kevin James, and what's her name? Leah, I can't remember her name, but Leah. They have great chemistry. Jerry Stiller is the father, and great chemistry between the three of them. Um, this show is fun, but nothing really matters in this show. And what I mean by that is something will happen in an episode, and the next episode, it doesn't matter anymore. For example, there's an episode where Carrie gets a really weird haircut. The next episode, she doesn't have that haircut anymore. So nothing really matters. You can watch all these episodes out of order. I watched this on Paramount Plus, and it kind of says, here's the best episodes. And when a show says, here's the best episodes, to me, that always means you don't need to watch it in order. Um, which is not always a bad thing. I will say that. Something like Friends that I love, Seinfeld that I love. You don't need to watch that in order per se. There's certain episodes that you're going to want to watch in order, or certain things you're going to want to know before watching certain episodes. But you don't need to watch it in order per se. Um, this show had some great humor that I really enjoyed. It was definitely a good show to watch after a long day of work. You just come home, eat some mac and cheese, and sit on the couch and just watch 2 or 3 episodes of King of Queens. That's the kind of show that this is. It's nothing groundbreaking, nothing amazing. You can see it borrowing from things like Seinfeld and Friends and such like that. Um, you've seen all these plot lines before in other shows and such like that. I think the unique thing about this show maybe is the fact that Carrie's dad is living with them, and he's, well, different. Let's put it that way. Also, Doug and Carrie are two very different people. Doug is a heavy set man who is essentially a UPS driver. Carrie is wanting to be a lawyer and works at a law firm. So they're just very different. And for the most part, you see a lot of times in some of the episodes where the relationship is kind of toxic. Um, and you see other times where it is just sweet and you understand why they are together. So it does do a good mixture of it, while at times being a little too toxic at times that you're like, these people just should not be together. Um, but yeah, for the most part, I think it works. Um, I will say the finale, the last few episodes of this show, I was like, wow, this is feeling a little bit like How You Met Your Mother. In the sense, it just gets kind of depressing really fast. I will say this show does a lot better of keeping it funny with having some depressing stuff. And at the end, it ends on a high note, whereas How I Met Your Mother just did not end on a high note. Like, just so many horrible things happened at the end of How I Met Your Mother that it killed the show for me. It wasn't even fun. The last 2 episodes are not funny. There's like nothing in the last 2 episodes of How I Met Your Mother that is funny, but it's supposed to be a comedy kind of show, a dramedy, but a sitcom, and it's just not. And I went and looked at the director's list. Pamela Fryman, who did, I believe, all or almost all well, not all of them. She did almost all the episodes for How I Met Your Mother, a good majority of them. Directed some episodes of King Queens. I don't know if she directed the episodes that I'm talking about or thinking about that get really kind of hardcore. But I can definitely feel it in some of these episodes that she definitely was a part of it. And I guess I just don't like Pamela Freeman as a director sometimes, because I don't like when this show kind of just decided to go dark all of a sudden. It kind of worked in the sense because, like I said, the relationship is a little toxic at times. But there's some dark stuff that really happens in this show that just feel kind of out of place. And that's something I'll say about the show as well, is sometimes there's just certain things that happen that just feel so out of place, out of character for certain characters. Um, so yeah, while I did enjoy this, so like I said, this is a comfort food. It's like your mac and cheese. It's like your cheeseburger. It's doesn't have a lot of nutritional value to it per se, but it's delicious and it makes, it makes it happy. But it's nothing incredible. So still an enjoyable show. I would recommend King and Queens to anyone that um, a likes a show that wants to watch a show that they can scroll TikTok to, essentially, if TikTok is still a thing. Now I don't understand TikTok. I'm too old for this crap. Um, but yeah, if you're someone that likes to just kind of casually watch a show, you like to laugh, this is kind of the show for you. But at the end of the day, there's not much meat to it. There's a lot of fat to it. It's just kind of there. It's one of those shows you kind of turn around in the background and you enjoy. Not that that's a bad thing, because again, something like Friends and Seinfeld could be considered one of those kind of things. But it is one of those shows from the 2000s and the 90s, which is when Friends and Seinfeld was out. So it makes sense that this show is similar to that because it was of that time. Um, Watching the show as well, it kind of made me just realize how much TV has changed. This show, for example, had like almost 30 episodes. I want to say 20, 30 episodes per season. I mean, now most seasons of shows don't even have 10. It's kind of crazy how much TV has changed. Which is, it's just fascinating. That really fascinates me. I think I've watched a lot of early 2000 shows in the last couple of years, and it's because I like just to see how much things have changed. So it does interest me. At the end of the day, King and Queens, it's like I said, it's like mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is good. Is it good for you? That's debatable. That's kind of King and Queens for you. So I'll give this show like a 7 out of 10. I think it does what it sets out to do. I think it does it fairly well. I like a lot of the characters. I did laugh quite a bit while watching this show. There is a lot of funny things, some relatable things for sure. And at the end of the day, it's kind of an empty calorie kind of show. So that is my review of King and Queens. Tell me what you guys think of this show. Have you ever seen this show? And I'll have more videos to come very soon, both movie and TV. I hope you guys have yourself a great day. And hey, don't do anything I wouldn't do.